Have you ever wondered if there's hidden wisdom out there? Wisdom so deep and mysterious that it can transform the way you see the world? Today we're diving into the secret teachings of one of the most enigmatic figures from ancient times, Enoch. Now, if you've never heard of Enoch before, don't worry. By the end of this journey, you'll see why he's been called a keeper of lost wisdom and why his teachings might just change your life. Enoch isn't a name you hear every day in your average Bible study. Yet, his story has captivated mystics, scholars, and seekers of truth for centuries. He's a character shrouded in mystery, a man who, according to ancient writings, walked so closely with God that he was taken up into the heavens without ever experiencing death. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of myth, history, and esoteric insight to uncover the secret teachings attributed to him. We'll explore who Enoch really was, what his writings tell us, and how his visions and revelations offer a blueprint for understanding the universe and our place in it. We'll talk about the lost texts that reveal his journey through the heavens, the hidden symbols that point to cosmic secrets, and even how his ideas have influenced later mystical traditions. And as we unravel these ancient mysteries, we'll see how his teachings can help us navigate our modern world, offering practical insights for inner transformation and spiritual growth. So buckle up and get ready. This isn't just another history lesson, it's a journey into the heart of ancient wisdom, a quest to find out what secrets Enoch left behind and why they still matter today. Let's begin. Who is Enoch? Historical and mythological background. When you hear the name Enoch, it might not immediately spark the same recognition as names like Noah or Moses. But this ancient figure has a story that's as rich and mysterious as any epic tale. Enoch shows up in the Bible, but his mention is brief. Just a few lines in Genesis. Yet those few lines have inspired generations of mystics, scholars, and spiritual seekers to dig deeper into his life and what he represents. So, who was Enoch? And why has he captured the imagination of people across millennia? Let's start with the basics. In the book of Genesis, Enoch is described as a man who walked with God. Now that phrase might sound simple, but it's loaded with meaning. To walk with God suggests a deep, intimate connection, more than just following religious laws or traditions. It's about living life so fully in tune with the divine that you become a bridge between heaven and earth. The Bible tells us that Enoch lived for 365 years, and then, rather than experiencing death, he was taken directly by God into heaven. Imagine that. While everyone else had to face the inevitability of death, Enoch's story hints at something extraordinary, a level of spiritual evolution that transcends our usual human experience. Scholars and theologians have long debated what it really means for someone to walk with God. Some say it's a metaphor for living a life of pure, honest devotion, while others believe it indicates a unique, almost otherworldly spiritual insight. Over time, this idea grew into a whole tradition of thought. Enoch wasn't just a pious man. He was a prophet, a visionary, and even a teacher of cosmic secrets. His life, as scant as the biblical details may be, became the seed for legends that grew in the minds of mystics throughout history. In extra-biblical texts and later Jewish writings, Enoch's image expands dramatically. He starts to appear as a mediator between humanity and the divine, a man who not only understood the hidden ways of the universe, but also knew how to communicate that understanding to others. His closeness to God was so profound that he could see and experience things that remained hidden from ordinary people. For instance, ancient traditions say that Enoch was granted visions of the heavens, the workings of the cosmos, and even the fate of humanity. These weren't just casual daydreams. They were powerful, transformative experiences that hinted at a reality far beyond the material world. Think about it this way. Imagine having a best friend who knows all the secrets of the universe and who takes you on a journey to see wonders you never even knew existed. That's kind of what Enoch's story suggests. He wasn't content with the ordinary, everyday experience. Instead, he pursued a path of spiritual exploration, diving into mysteries that many of us might find hard to grasp. His life represents the eternal quest for truth, the kind of quest that leads you to wonder if there's more to life than just the routine of work, family, and daily chores. But why did Enoch's story matter so much then? And why does it still matter today? One answer lies in the idea that Enoch represents a kind of spiritual potential that exists in all of us. His journey suggests that it's possible to break free from the limits of the ordinary and tap into a higher, more profound way of being. In many ways, Enoch's life becomes a symbol of what we might call the inner hero's journey. His ascent into the heavens is not just a literal event from ancient texts. It's a metaphor for the transformation that awaits each of us when we commit ourselves to self-discovery and spiritual growth. Enoch's background also opens a window into the world of ancient beliefs and practices. He lived at a time when the boundaries between the human and the divine were far more fluid than they are in our modern secular lives. In those days, it wasn't unusual for people to believe that the cosmos was filled with layers of existence, realms where gods, angels, and other supernatural beings roamed freely. Enoch's ability to interact with these beings wasn't seen as a strange or isolated occurrence. It was part of a broader tapestry of myth and mystery that defined the ancient world. Over time, Enoch evolved into a legendary figure whose story was retold in many different ways. Some traditions emphasize his role as a teacher who passed on secret knowledge, while others focus on his extraordinary journey to heaven. What's consistent, though, is the sense that Enoch was no ordinary man. His life, as recorded in the sparse biblical references and expanded upon in later writings, invites us to consider a reality where the sacred and the profane are intertwined. It challenges the notion that the divine is something distant or reserved for a select few, and instead suggests that the potential for transcendent connection lies within each of us. There's also a mythological dimension to Enoch's story that makes it particularly fascinating. As time went on, storytellers and mystics began to fill in the gaps, imagining details that would explain his unique status. Some say that his extraordinary journey wasn't just a reward for a life well lived, but a necessary step in a cosmic plan. A plan in which Enoch was destined to reveal the hidden workings of the universe to those who were ready to listen. In this light, Enoch becomes a symbol of the promise that each human being carries the potential for divine insight and transformation. The myth and mystery surrounding Enoch have only deepened as his story was passed down through centuries. Ancient texts that aren't part of the mainstream biblical canon, texts that many modern readers might never have heard of, flesh out his narrative even further. These texts portray Enoch as a guide for humanity, a beacon of light in a dark and confusing world. They present his life as a roadmap for anyone looking to escape the limitations of ordinary existence and step into a realm of spiritual clarity and cosmic understanding. So, what can we take away from Enoch's background? In a nutshell, his story is an invitation. It invites us to look beyond the surface of our everyday lives, to explore the possibility that there's a deeper, more meaningful way of being. It challenges us to ask whether we, too, can walk so closely with the divine that we become part of something greater than ourselves. And it reminds us that the journey towards spiritual awakening is not reserved for a chosen few. It's a path that anyone, regardless of background or belief, can embark upon. When you think about Enoch, try to see him not just as an ancient figure shrouded in mystery, but as a symbol of the eternal quest for truth and transformation. His life encourages us to question the boundaries of what we think is possible, to step outside our comfort zones, and to dare to explore the secrets of existence. In doing so, we might just discover that the extraordinary isn't as far away as we once believed. It might very well be hidden inside us, waiting to be awakened. The Enochic Literature. Overview of the Lost Texts. Now that we've gotten to know Enoch a bit better, Let's dive into the treasure trove of writings attributed to him. When people talk about the secret teachings of Enoch, they're usually referring to a collection of texts known collectively as the Enochic literature. These writings might not be as famous as the canonical books found in most modern Bibles, but they hold a rich legacy of mystical insights, cosmic journeys, and profound revelations that have influenced countless spiritual traditions. The most famous of these texts is known simply as 1 Enoch, sometimes called the Ethiopic Book of Enoch. This isn't just one coherent book. It's more like a collection of several writings that were pieced together over time. What makes 1 Enoch so intriguing is its vivid account of Enoch's journeys through the heavens, his encounters with angelic beings, and the secret knowledge he was given about the cosmos. Imagine a book that not only tells you about the structure of the universe, but also invites you to explore its mysteries in ways that challenge your everyday understanding. That's 1 Enoch for you. One of the reasons these texts are so captivating is because they offer a perspective on the universe that's both poetic and profound. In 1 Enoch, you'll find descriptions of multiple layers of heaven, realms where light and shadow play out in intricate dances, where angelic beings act as guardians of divine secrets, and where the laws of nature seem to be written in the language of symbolism and metaphor. It's not hard to see why readers, both ancient and modern, have been drawn to these ideas. They suggest that the world is far more complex and mysterious than what our eyes can see, and that every element of creation is interconnected in ways we might not fully understand. But 1 Enoch isn't the only text in the Enochic tradition. There's also 2 Enoch, sometimes referred to as the Slavonic Book of Enoch. This work builds on the themes found in 1 Enoch, taking the reader even deeper into the mysteries of the divine. 2 Enoch describes a more detailed journey through the various heavens and offers an even richer tapestry of cosmic laws, spiritual hierarchies, and mystical insights. It's written in a way that feels both mystical and accessible, a sort of poetic guide that not only tells you about the celestial realms, but also invites you to think about how these cosmic truths might reflect the inner workings of your own soul. Then there's 3 Enoch, known as the Hebrew Book of Enoch. This text is particularly fascinating because it transforms Enoch from a human prophet into something almost divine. In 3 Enoch, Enoch is often identified with the angel Metatron, a being so luminous and powerful that he stands at the very gateway between heaven and earth. Here, the boundaries between the mortal and the divine blur, suggesting that with enough spiritual evolution, a human being might one day touch the realm of pure light and wisdom. It's a radical idea that has intrigued mystics for centuries, offering a tantalizing glimpse of what might be possible when we break through the limits of our ordinary existence. The journey of these texts themselves is as dramatic as the visions they describe. For many centuries, the writings attributed to Enoch were circulating in various communities, but were not included in the standard biblical canon. There were debates among early religious leaders about whether these texts should be considered authoritative, and in many traditions, they were eventually set aside or even suppressed. However, despite, or perhaps because of, their exclusion from mainstream scriptures, the Enochic texts gained a reputation as repositories of hidden wisdom. They were treated as secret manuals, passed down among mystics and scholars who were eager to tap into the deeper layers of divine truth. This exclusion only added to their allure. The idea that such profound and transformative insights had been deliberately left out of the official canon made them seem even more mysterious, as if they were meant only for those with the courage and curiosity to seek out the deeper meanings behind everyday life. Over time, as these texts were rediscovered and translated, they sparked a renewed interest in the ancient wisdom they contained. Modern scholars, as well as spiritual seekers, began to look at 1 Enoch, 2 Enoch, and 3 Enoch not just as historical curiosities, but as living documents that continue to speak to the eternal questions of human existence. What's truly remarkable about the Enochic literature is how it combines narrative storytelling with deep, symbolic meaning. On one level, you have these vivid, almost cinematic descriptions of Enoch's celestial journeys. A man taken up into the heavens, meeting angels and witnessing the secrets of the universe. On another level, these accounts are rich with allegory and metaphor, inviting readers to interpret them in ways that apply not just to the cosmic scale, but also to the personal, inner journey of each individual. It's like being given a map of the universe and a guide to exploring your own inner landscape all at once. For instance, when Enoch describes the layers of heaven or the structure of the divine realms, he isn't just cataloging a celestial geography. He's using that imagery to hint at a much deeper truth about the nature of reality, that what we see on the surface is only a small part of a vast interconnected web of energy, light, and consciousness. His descriptions challenge us to ask, if the universe is so layered and full of mysteries, what undiscovered truths might be hiding in the quiet corners of our own minds? And then, there's the way the Enochic texts address the role of angels and other divine beings. In these writings, angels are not merely messengers or protectors, they're active participants in the cosmic drama. They guide, they teach, and sometimes they even challenge humanity, urging us to live up to our highest potential. This idea, that we're constantly in dialogue with higher forces, resonates with many modern spiritual practices, where meditation, prayer, and deep reflection are seen as ways to tap into a universal source of wisdom. The language of the Enochic literature is also something to marvel at. It's poetic, filled with striking imagery and metaphor that makes you pause and reflect. The texts use language not just to tell a story, but to evoke a feeling, a sense of awe, mystery, and possibility. This poetic quality makes the teachings feel both ancient and timeless, a reminder that the quest for truth transcends the boundaries of culture and era. As you read these writings, you might notice that they invite multiple layers of interpretation. There's the surface narrative of a man's journey through the heavens, but beneath that, there's a call to awaken to your own inner light. The idea is that just as Enoch was taken on a transformative journey, so too can each of us embark on a personal quest for spiritual understanding. The Enochic texts challenge us to look beyond our everyday routines and to see the potential for cosmic insight in every moment. To wrap up this section on the Enochic literature, it's clear that these lost texts aren't just relics of an ancient past. They're vibrant, living documents that continue to inspire, provoke, and transform. Their mysterious nature, their rich symbolism, and their profound insights into the cosmos and our place within it have kept them relevant across centuries. Whether you're a history buff, a spiritual seeker, or just someone curious about the deeper layers of existence, the Enochic literature offers a unique perspective, a reminder that sometimes the most powerful truths are the ones that lie hidden, waiting for us to discover them. In exploring these texts, we begin to understand that the story of Enoch and his secret teachings is not just a matter of ancient history or obscure mythology. It's a call to awaken to the mystery of life itself, to recognize that the universe is full of hidden dimensions, and that within each of us lies the potential to unlock that secret wisdom. And that, perhaps, is the true power of Enoch's legacy, a legacy that continues to inspire and guide anyone brave enough to seek the truth beyond the surface of everyday reality. Esoteric dimensions of Enoch's teachings. When you first open the pages of the Enochic texts, you might feel like you've stepped into a world that defies everyday logic, a realm where symbols, metaphors, and cosmic secrets blend into a language of the divine. At its heart, the esoteric side of Enoch's teachings is about hidden truths, mysteries meant not for casual reading, but for those who are willing to look beyond the obvious and dive deep into the nature of reality. One of the main ideas in Enoch's writings is that the universe is a layered, living tapestry. Enoch didn't see the cosmos as a simple, empty space filled only with stars and planets. Instead, He described a multidimensional universe teeming with energy, light, and spiritual beings. He talks about various levels or heavens, each with its own laws and guardians, all woven together in a cosmic dance. To Enoch, these weren't just abstract ideas. They were real, palpable dimensions that one could experience through inner vision. When he writes about the heavens, he isn't merely sketching out a map of the skies. He's inviting us to imagine a reality where every ray of light and every whisper of wind is part of a divine symphony. This vision of the cosmos comes loaded with symbolism. Take the recurring image of light, for example. In many spiritual traditions, light stands for knowledge, purity, and the presence of the divine. In Enoch's texts, light is much more than what meets the eye. It's a dynamic force that represents the spark of consciousness connecting all beings to a higher realm. Enoch's descriptions of blinding radiance or shimmering corridors of light aren't just poetic flourishes. They're pointers to an inner state of awareness that transcends physical sight. For Enoch, encountering light on his journeys wasn't just a visual experience. It was a moment of awakening, a glimpse into the eternal source of wisdom. But light is only one part of the symbolism. Enoch's writings are filled with other rich images: a ladder reaching into the sky, vast cosmic gates guarded by angels, and even descriptions of intricate celestial architecture that seem to echo modern ideas about the fractal nature of the universe. Each of these symbols works like a key, inviting us to unlock a deeper understanding of who we are and how we fit into the grand scheme of things. The ladder, for instance, is not just an object that connects the earth to the heavens. It's a metaphor for the journey of the soul, a reminder that each step we take in our spiritual lives can bring us closer to our higher self. Another significant aspect of Enoch's esoteric teachings is the role of angelic beings, especially the Watchers. In the Book of Enoch, the Watchers are angels who once descended to earth. They played an important part in the unfolding drama of creation by interacting with humanity in ways that were both enlightening and cautionary. These beings, with their otherworldly knowledge and complex roles in the cosmic order, represent a bridge between the mortal and the divine. Enoch doesn't merely recount their actions, he delves into their symbolism, suggesting that the Watchers embody both the promise and the peril of accessing divine secrets. Their story is a reminder that the pursuit of hidden wisdom can be fraught with challenges, and that sometimes too much power without proper balance can lead to chaos. Enoch's approach to these mysteries is never didactic. He doesn't offer a neat, tidy explanation of how the universe works. Instead, he uses layered language that encourages the reader to explore, to question, and to find personal meaning in the symbols. This method of teaching is what makes his work so enduring. It's as if Enoch knew that truth isn't something that can simply be handed down in black and white. It must be discovered, experienced, and lived. His use of allegory and metaphor means that every reading of his work can reveal something new. Each layer peeled back reveals yet another aspect of the divine mystery. What makes Enoch's esoteric dimensions particularly compelling is how they invite us to embark on our own inner quest. When you read about the celestial realms and divine hierarchies, it isn't merely a call to marvel at the cosmic order. It's an invitation to awaken the same sense of wonder within yourself. Enoch's language suggests that hidden within every human being is the capacity to perceive these higher truths. He implies that if we quiet our minds and open our hearts, we too might catch a glimpse of that radiant inner light. In this way, his teachings are less about prescribing a rigid set of beliefs and more about igniting a spark of curiosity, a spark that can lead to profound, personal transformation. There's also an interesting interplay in Enoch's writings between destiny and free will. He presents the cosmos as governed by divine laws and cosmic order, yet he also emphasizes the importance of individual choice. The esoteric dimensions of his teachings suggest that while the universe operates on a grand, predetermined plan, each of us has the power to shape our own journey. It's a beautiful paradox. We are both part of an immense ancient order, and yet uniquely empowered to discover our own truth. This duality resonates with many modern seekers, who find comfort in knowing that while life may have its cosmic design, our individual paths are ours to navigate. Another facet of Enoch's esoteric teachings is the idea of transformation through knowledge. The texts frequently stress that understanding these hidden truths isn't just about accumulating facts or following a set of rituals. It's about transforming who you are at the very core. Enoch's insights encourage us to break free from the confines of our everyday perspectives and to explore the depths of our own consciousness. He challenges us to overcome the limitations imposed by the material world and to awaken to the infinite possibilities that lie within our spirit. In essence, Enoch is telling us that the path to enlightenment is paved with self-discovery and inner work, a process that transforms both the mind and the heart. For many, these ideas might feel both exhilarating and a bit intimidating. After all, the notion that there are hidden dimensions of reality waiting to be explored can be overwhelming. But Enoch's tone is never meant to scare you off. It's meant to empower you. His teachings suggest that the mysteries of the universe are not locked away for a chosen few, but are accessible to anyone who is willing to look inside and ask the right questions. He reassures us that the same divine light that illuminates the celestial realms also burns within us, waiting to be kindled through our own journey of discovery. In our modern world, where we're constantly bombarded with information and distractions, the esoteric dimensions of Enoch's teachings offer a much-needed invitation to slow down and reflect. They remind us that life is not just a series of mundane tasks, but a vast, interconnected adventure filled with wonder and possibility. Whether you're sitting quietly in meditation, taking a long walk in nature, or simply pausing to consider the deeper meaning behind everyday experiences, Enoch's words encourage you to look for the hidden layers of truth that lie just beneath the surface. Ultimately, the esoteric dimensions of Enoch's teachings serve as a guide for those who dare to dream beyond the limits of ordinary experience. They are an invitation to see the world not as a random collection of events, but as a carefully orchestrated symphony where every note has its place and purpose. And in this cosmic symphony, every one of us is called to play our part, to awaken to our inner light, to explore the mysteries of our own soul, and to join in the eternal dance of creation. Enoch's celestial journey, a mystical ascent. Imagine being lifted from the everyday grind, leaving behind the noise, the chaos, and the limitations of the physical world, and embarking on a journey through realms so wondrous they defy description. That's exactly what Enoch experienced on his celestial journey, a mystical ascent that reads like the ultimate spiritual adventure. In his writings, Enoch doesn't just describe a physical climb upward. He paints a picture of a profound inner transformation that invites every one of us to consider the possibilities of our own spiritual evolution. According to the ancient texts, Enoch was taken on a journey that led him through multiple heavens, each one more awe-inspiring than the last. As he ascended, he encountered realms that were bathed in a light so brilliant it seemed to come from the very source of creation. This wasn't a simple linear progression. It was as if he were peeling back the layers of reality, moving closer and closer to the heart of the divine mystery. His ascent is often depicted as a gradual unveiling of cosmic secrets, where each level of heaven reveals new insights about the nature of existence and our connection to the universe. The imagery used to describe Enoch's ascent is nothing short of breathtaking. Picture a pathway illuminated by an ethereal glow, lined with arches of shimmering light and guarded by beings of pure energy. At every turn, there is a sense of wonder and reverence, a feeling that you're not just traveling through space, but through the very essence of divine consciousness. Enoch's journey is filled with moments of transcendent beauty, where the boundaries between the physical and the spiritual blur. and every step feels like a leap toward a higher state of being. What makes this mystical ascent so powerful is that it serves as a metaphor for our own inner journeys. Just as Enoch was drawn upward by forces beyond the ordinary, so too are we invited to rise above our everyday concerns and tap into a deeper well of insight. His ascent represents the inner evolution that occurs when we begin to look within, when we dare to question the limitations of our routine lives, and when we embrace the possibility that there is a higher, more connected way of living. Throughout his journey, Enoch encountered angelic guides and guardians who offered wisdom, guidance, and sometimes gentle warnings. These encounters were not random. They were part of a cosmic teaching designed to prepare him for the ultimate revelation of divine truth. Each angel, with their luminous presence and otherworldly voice, seemed to embody different aspects of the divine order. They taught him about the laws that govern the cosmos, the balance between light and darkness, and the importance of aligning oneself with the greater good of all creation. One of the most striking moments in Enoch's ascent is the transformation that occurs within him as he moves closer to the divine. The texts describe how, as he climbs higher, his very nature begins to change. His body of flesh gives way to a form that is more luminous, more attuned to the rhythm of the cosmos. This transformation isn't just physical, it's an inner awakening, a rebirth of the spirit that signifies the merging of the human and the divine. In many ways, Enoch's ascent is a symbolic representation of the process of spiritual enlightenment, a journey from the darkness of ignorance to the radiant clarity of truth. As you follow Enoch's celestial journey, it becomes clear that this isn't a one-time event reserved for a legendary figure of the past. Instead, it's an invitation extended to each of us. His narrative suggests that the capacity for such an ascent exists within every soul. The journey through the heavens is a metaphor for the path of inner transformation, where every challenge, every moment of doubt, and every spark of inspiration is part of a larger process of awakening. Just as Enoch encountered trials and revelations along his way, so too do we face our own moments of darkness and light as we seek to understand our true nature. The beauty of Enoch's account lies in its universal message. Whether you're steeped in ancient mysticism or simply curious about the deeper layers of life, his journey reminds you that transformation is possible. It tells you that you don't have to be confined by the limitations of the everyday world, that within you lies the potential to rise above, to see beyond the surface, and to connect with a wisdom that is as old as time itself. Enoch's ascent becomes a personal call to action, to nurture your inner light, to seek out the hidden truths in your own experience, and to trust that the journey toward enlightenment is one you can embark on right here, right now. In our modern lives, where distractions and material concerns often dominate our attention, the idea of a mystical ascent can feel both daunting and inspiring. Enoch's journey encourages us to pause, to breathe, and to imagine a reality where every moment is an opportunity for growth. It suggests that true wisdom isn't found in the constant hustle of daily routines, but in the quiet, reflective spaces where the soul can listen to its own heartbeat and the whisper of the divine. His story is a reminder that even in the midst of chaos, there is a pathway that leads upward, a path that is marked by hope, transformation, and the promise of a higher understanding. Moreover, Enoch's celestial journey offers a vision of unity. In the higher realms, he describes, the divisions between self and other, between the human and the divine, begin to dissolve. There is an overwhelming sense of interconnectedness, a feeling that every star, every breath, every heartbeat is part of a single grand tapestry of existence. This vision of unity is particularly resonant today, when many of us are searching for meaning in a fragmented, often isolated world. Enoch shows us that at the deepest level, we are all connected, all part of a continuous flowing energy that binds us to the cosmos and to each other. By the end of his ascent, Enoch is transformed not only by what he sees, but by what he becomes. His journey is a testament to the idea that spiritual evolution is not about escaping the world, but about transforming it from within. As you imagine his final steps toward the ultimate divine light, consider that this isn't just a story from ancient texts. It's a living, breathing metaphor for the journey that awaits you if you dare to explore the mysteries of your own heart. In essence, Enoch's celestial journey is an open invitation, a call to rise above the mundane, to look within for that flicker of divine light, and to trust that, no matter how daunting the climb may seem, the promise of transformation is real and attainable. His story, full of symbolism and mystery, challenges you to step into the unknown with curiosity and courage, knowing that each step taken in faith is a step closer to unveiling the true, radiant nature of your being. Key themes in the Lost Wisdom of Enoch. When we delve into the secret teachings of Enoch, several core themes keep coming up time and again. These themes aren't just ancient ideas, they're universal principles that speak to the very heart of what it means to be human. One major theme is the idea of divine judgment and cosmic order. In his writings, Enoch reveals that the universe is governed by a balance between light and darkness, good and evil. This isn't a simple black and white picture. It's a complex interplay of forces that shape our destiny. Enoch's vision teaches us that every action has a consequence and that the universe maintains its balance through a kind of divine justice. This idea can be incredibly empowering. It suggests that we are all part of a greater plan, one in which our choices matter on a cosmic scale. Another recurring theme is the pursuit of hidden knowledge. Enoch didn't just stumble upon the secrets of the heavens, he actively sought them out. His journey symbolizes the quest for wisdom that lies beneath the surface of our everyday experiences. It's about looking beyond what we see, questioning the status quo, and daring to explore the mysteries of existence. In a way, Enoch is urging us to be curious, to dig deep, and to never settle for superficial answers when the universe has so much more to offer. There's also a strong focus on the relationship between the divine and the human. Enoch is portrayed as a mediator, a bridge between heaven and earth. His teachings suggest that by opening ourselves up to divine wisdom, we can transform our lives. This isn't about adopting a new religious dogma or following strict rules. It's about connecting with the divine spark that resides in every one of us. It's a call to recognize that we are more than just our physical bodies or our everyday routines. We are beings of light, capable of extraordinary growth and transformation. And finally, Enoch's texts emphasize the idea that the universe is alive and imbued with meaning. Every star, every ray of light, every whisper of the wind is part of a grand cosmic symphony. His descriptions of celestial realms and divine beings remind us that there is a hidden order behind the chaos of everyday life, a truth that we can tap into if we're willing to listen and observe. This theme of interconnectedness is particularly relevant in our modern world, where it's easy to feel isolated or overwhelmed by the hustle and bustle of daily life. Enoch's message is simple yet profound. Look inside, seek out the hidden wisdom, and you'll find that you are intimately connected to the cosmos. The influence of Enoch's wisdom on later mysticism. It might be surprising to learn just how influential Enoch's secret teachings have been over the centuries. Although his writings were once sidelined or even considered heretical by mainstream religious authorities, they've played a significant role in shaping various mystical traditions. In Jewish mysticism, particularly in the development of Kabbalah, themes from Enoch's writings echo strongly. The idea of a hidden divine realm filled with angelic beings and the notion of an inner light that connects us to the divine are all present in later mystical texts. Kabbalists saw in Enoch a model for understanding the complex interplay of forces that govern the universe, a guide for unlocking the secrets of creation and our own inner nature. Early Christian mystics and Gnostics also found inspiration in Enoch's work. For them, the story of Enoch's ascent was a powerful metaphor for the soul's journey toward salvation and enlightenment. In these traditions, Enoch wasn't just a historical figure. He became a symbol of what it means to truly know God, not through rigid doctrine, but through personal transformative experience. His teachings offered an alternative path, a way to glimpse the divine through inner vision and mystical insight. Even in Islamic tradition, Enoch's influence can be felt. Many Islamic scholars identify Enoch with the prophet Idris, who is revered for his wisdom and his closeness to God. Idris, like Enoch, is credited with receiving divine knowledge and passing it on to humanity. This cross-cultural influence underscores just how universal and enduring Enoch's message has been. In modern times, a growing number of spiritual seekers and scholars have turned to the Enochic texts as a source of alternative wisdom. Whether through academic research or personal exploration, people are discovering that the insights contained in these ancient writings offer a fresh perspective on life, purpose, and the cosmos. The resurgence of interest in Enoch's lost wisdom is not just a niche trend. It's part of a broader movement to reclaim the inner mystical dimensions of human experience that have been overshadowed by more conventional, materialistic approaches to spirituality. Unveiling the hidden symbolism in Enoch's texts. If there's one thing that stands out about Enoch's writings, it's the rich symbolism woven throughout the texts. These symbols aren't random. They're carefully crafted metaphors that point to deeper truths about the universe and our place in it. One of the most powerful symbols in Enoch's work is light. And when Enoch talks about light, he's not just referring to the physical brightness we see every day. For him, light is a metaphor for divine knowledge, for the spark of consciousness that connects us to something greater than ourselves. This idea of light as a guiding force is a common theme across many spiritual traditions, but in Enoch's writings, it takes on an especially luminous quality. His vivid descriptions of celestial light serve as a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is always a spark of hope, an inner glow that can lead us toward enlightenment. Celestial imagery is another hallmark of these texts. Enoch's journey through the heavens is filled with visions of vast, interconnected realms where the laws of physics as we know them break down and are replaced by a more fluid, dynamic order. Think of it like this. The universe is not a cold, empty void, but a vibrant tapestry of energy, where every star, planet, and even the smallest particle plays a part in a grand cosmic dance. This perspective invites us to see the world differently, to recognize that everything around us is imbued with meaning, and that our own lives are part of a much larger, beautiful narrative. Then there are the symbols of angels and the Watchers. These beings represent aspects of divine guidance and caution. The story of the Watchers, a group of angels who descended to earth and, in some traditions, strayed from their intended purpose, serves as both a warning and a lesson. It reminds us that while divine knowledge is a gift, it also comes with responsibilities. The Watcher's actions teach us that straying from our true path can lead to chaos and imbalance, but they also point to the possibility of redemption and renewal if we choose to walk in alignment with the divine will. Enoch's use of symbolism is not meant to confuse us. It's meant to open our eyes. These symbols are like keys that unlock hidden doors within our minds, inviting us to explore realms of thought and experience that lie just beyond the surface of our everyday lives. And in doing so, they remind us that the journey to true wisdom is an ongoing, ever-evolving process, a journey that each of us is invited to take. Practical applications, bringing Enoch's wisdom into modern life. Now you might be wondering, all this talk about cosmic journeys and ancient symbols sounds amazing, but how does it apply to my life today? The answer is simple. Enoch's teachings aren't just relics of the past. They're practical guides that can help us navigate the challenges of modern life and ignite our own inner transformation. One of the key takeaways from Enoch's wisdom is the importance of seeking hidden knowledge within ourselves. In a world where we're bombarded by noise, distraction, and superficial information, Enoch reminds us to look inward. This means taking time to quiet our minds, to meditate, and to connect with that inner light that resides in every one of us. Whether it's through a daily meditation practice, reflective journaling, or simply spending quiet moments in nature, the idea is to create space for the inner voice, a voice that carries the echoes of ancient wisdom and guides us on our personal journey. Another practical aspect of Enoch's teachings is his emphasis on balance. His writings remind us that life is a constant interplay between light and darkness, action and reflection, creation and destruction. In practical terms, this means learning to embrace both the good and the challenging parts of our lives. By recognizing that every experience, every success, failure, joy, and sorrow is part of a larger cosmic dance, we can develop a more balanced, resilient approach to life. This balance is what allows us to adapt, grow, and ultimately thrive, no matter what circumstances we face. Enoch also teaches us about the power of transformation. His own journey, from a mortal man walking with God to a luminous being of divine light, is a powerful metaphor for personal growth. It suggests that no matter where we start, we have the potential to evolve into something greater. Embracing this idea can empower us to overcome our limitations, shed old patterns, and step into a new way of being. It's about realizing that transformation isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous process of becoming, of awakening to the truth of who we are and what we're capable of. And let's not forget the role of curiosity and exploration in Enoch's teachings. His journey through the heavens wasn't passive. It was a bold, active search for truth. In our everyday lives, this means cultivating a mindset of curiosity. Ask questions, explore new ideas, and be open to the unexpected. Whether it's reading a book that challenges your assumptions, engaging in thoughtful conversation, or experimenting with new creative pursuits, nurturing this sense of wonder can lead to breakthroughs in understanding and personal insight. In essence, Enoch's lost wisdom is a call to action. It invites us to step out of our comfort zones, to embrace the unknown, and to trust that the journey inward will reveal the truth we seek. His teachings remind us that the path to enlightenment isn't paved with easy answers. It's a dynamic, evolving adventure that requires courage, openness, and a willingness to look beyond the ordinary. Debates and controversies surrounding Enoch's texts. Of course, no discussion of Enoch's secret teachings would be complete without addressing some of the debates and controversies that have surrounded his texts for centuries. After all, these writings didn't always fit neatly into the accepted religious frameworks of their time, and that has led to a lot of heated discussion among scholars and theologians. One of the biggest controversies is why the Enochic texts were left out of most mainstream biblical canons. Many scholars argue that these texts contain ideas that were considered too radical or too mystical for the established religious authorities. The vivid descriptions of heavenly journeys, the detailed accounts of angelic beings, and the complex cosmology presented in these writings challenge the more straightforward narratives found in other scriptures. As a result, many of these texts were either suppressed or simply not included in the final canon. Another point of debate is the authenticity and historical reliability of these texts. Some critics question whether the visions and revelations described in the Enochic literature were literal events or symbolic expressions of mystical experience. Others point out that, given the multiple versions and translations of these texts, 1 Enoch, 2 Enoch, and 3 Enoch, it's hard to pin down a single, true version of Enoch's teachings. Yet, despite these controversies, many modern scholars and spiritual seekers find that the insights contained in these writings resonate deeply with universal themes of transformation, justice, and the pursuit of hidden knowledge. There's also the discussion around the role of the Watchers, the fallen angels who interacted with humanity. Their story has sparked debates about the nature of divine intervention and the consequences of straying from a prescribed cosmic order. Some view the narrative as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the corruption of divine power, while others see it as an allegory for the transformative process that comes with embracing both light and shadow aspects of the self. What's important to remember is that these debates aren't just academic exercises. They're part of a larger conversation about how we understand our place in the universe. Whether you see the Enochic texts as literal historical documents or rich allegorical guides, the controversies surrounding them highlight the very real challenge of grappling with mysteries that defy simple explanation. And in a way, that's exactly what makes Enoch's teachings so powerful. They force us to confront the limits of our knowledge and invite us to step into a space of wonder and exploration. The resurgence of interest in Enoch's lost wisdom. In recent years, there's been a noticeable revival of interest in the secret teachings of Enoch. What was once considered obscure or even forbidden is now being revisited by a whole new generation of scholars, mystics, and everyday seekers who are hungry for deeper meaning. One of the reasons for this resurgence is our modern quest for authenticity and inner truth. In a world filled with digital distractions, fast-paced lifestyles, and superficial connections, many people are turning to ancient wisdom as a way to ground themselves and find clarity. The Enochic texts, with their rich imagery and profound insights into the nature of reality, offer a welcome counterpoint to the noise of modern life. Modern media has also played a role in rekindling interest in Enoch's lost wisdom. Documentaries, podcasts, and online articles have brought his teachings into the spotlight, presenting them in accessible ways that invite a broader audience to explore their deeper meanings. This renewed interest isn't just academic, it's personal. People are finding that the insights contained in these texts speak to their own experiences of transformation, loss, hope, and the search for meaning. Interviews with contemporary mystics and scholars further illuminate the relevance of Enoch's teachings today. These voices, drawing from both ancient texts and modern experience, emphasize that the journey to enlightenment is timeless. They share personal stories of how reconnecting with these ancient teachings has helped them overcome personal challenges, find balance in turbulent times, and tap into an inner source of strength and wisdom. In many ways, the resurgence of interest in Enoch is part of a larger cultural shift, a movement towards rediscovering the mystical dimensions of human existence. More and more people are realizing that the answers to life's biggest questions aren't found solely in the latest scientific breakthroughs or the latest self-help trend, but in the timeless truths that have been passed down through the ages. And as we re-engage with Enoch's lost wisdom, we're reminded that the journey inward is just as important today as it was thousands of years ago. Conclusion: embracing the lost wisdom of Enoch. As we reach the end of our journey into the secret teachings of Enoch, it's important to pause and truly reflect on everything we've uncovered. The lost wisdom of Enoch isn't just a collection of ancient stories or mystic imagery. It's an invitation to transform the way we live and see the world. By now, you've traveled through the life and legend of Enoch, explored the rich layers of his esoteric teachings, and even ascended alongside him on his celestial journey. All of these elements converge into one profound message: that the divine spark and hidden wisdom Enoch spoke of are alive and accessible within each of us. Imagine for a moment that the wisdom of Enoch is like a deep, ancient well hidden beneath layers of everyday life. Many of us go through our days caught up in routines, challenges, and distractions, rarely stopping to wonder if there's more beneath the surface. Yet Enoch's legacy tells us that the potential for transformation isn't reserved for mystics or scholars alone. It's a birthright for everyone. His teachings encourage us to look within, to embrace the mystery of our own existence, and to recognize that the divine is not something distant or abstract, but a living force that can guide and uplift us every day. One of the most inspiring aspects of Enoch's story is his invitation to rise above the mundane. He wasn't content to merely exist in the ordinary world. He sought a deeper understanding of life and the cosmos, and in doing so, he unlocked a pathway to a higher state of being. This isn't just a tale of ancient wonder. It's a blueprint for personal evolution. Whether you're facing personal hardships, seeking answers to life's big questions, or simply yearning for a sense of purpose, the Lost Wisdom of Enoch offers tools and insights that can help you tap into your own inner light. At its core, embracing Enoch's wisdom means daring to see the world with new eyes. It means recognizing that every moment, every interaction, and every challenge holds the potential for growth. When you begin to see life as an interconnected tapestry of experiences, you start to understand that nothing is wasted, and every piece of your journey contributes to a greater, more profound whole. Enoch's journey teaches us that transformation is not a sudden, isolated event. It is a gradual process, a series of small awakenings that add up to a radical shift in perspective. This awakening begins with self-reflection. In our busy modern lives, it's easy to lose touch with our inner selves. We're constantly bombarded by information, expectations, and noise from the outside world. But Enoch's message calls on us to pause, to breathe, and to listen to the quiet voice within. This inner voice, which many spiritual traditions describe as the inner light or the divine spark, holds the key to unlocking our true potential. It's the part of us that is connected to something far greater than our individual selves, a source of wisdom, creativity, and love that has been with us since the dawn of time. Embracing Enoch's lost wisdom also means recognizing the importance of balance. His teachings remind us that life is an intricate dance between light and darkness, joy and sorrow, action and stillness. In the cosmic order Enoch describes, every experience has its place. The challenges we face, the moments of pain or loss, are not signs of failure, but opportunities for growth. They are the very elements that help shape us into beings capable of great love, compassion, and insight. When we accept that our journey includes both the peaks and valleys, we become more resilient, more capable of navigating life's uncertainties with grace and wisdom. Another crucial element of Enoch's legacy is his emphasis on curiosity and the pursuit of hidden knowledge. He didn't settle for surface-level answers. Instead, he dared to ask the difficult questions about the nature of reality and the purpose of existence. This spirit of inquiry is something we can all adopt. In a world where information is abundant, the challenge isn't to learn more facts, it's to understand the deeper significance behind those facts. Enoch encourages us to look beyond the obvious, to challenge conventional wisdom, and to be open to the mysteries that lie beneath the surface of everyday life. This doesn't mean we have to abandon reason or dismiss scientific inquiry. Rather, it suggests that there is room for wonder and spiritual exploration even in a rational modern world. The Lost Wisdom of Enoch is also a call to action. It challenges us to transform our lives, not by waiting for external changes, but by cultivating an inner revolution. This inner transformation can manifest in many ways: a renewed sense of purpose, the courage to follow your heart, or the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are connected to a larger divine plan. When you begin to live in alignment with these principles, you start to see subtle changes in the world around you. Relationships deepen, challenges become opportunities, and life itself takes on a more vibrant, meaningful quality. For many, the idea of such a transformation might seem daunting or even unattainable. We might wonder how an ancient set of teachings can possibly relate to our modern struggles. But that's the beauty of Enoch's wisdom. It transcends time and culture. The challenges of modern life, with all its complexities and contradictions, are not entirely new. They echo the age-old quest for meaning and connection that Enoch embodied. His insights remind us that, while the details of our lives may change, the fundamental questions about who we are, why we're here, and how we can live in harmony with the world around us remain the same. As you reflect on these ideas, consider the possibility that embracing Enoch's wisdom might start with a simple shift in perspective. It could be as straightforward as taking a few minutes each day to sit in silence, to meditate, or to simply be mindful of your surroundings. Perhaps it's about asking yourself, what hidden truths might I discover if I were to look more closely at my own life? Or maybe it's a call to reconnect with nature, to see the divine in the rustle of leaves, the flow of a river, or the glow of a sunset. In every moment, there is a chance to awaken to a deeper reality, and Enoch's teachings offer gentle guidance on how to do just that. There is also a profound communal aspect to this wisdom. Enoch's journey was not undertaken in isolation. It was a part of a broader cosmic narrative that connected him with angels, other mystics, and countless seekers throughout history. His teachings remind us that we are never truly alone on our quest for truth. Across time and space, many have walked the path of inner discovery, and their insights and experiences form a collective reservoir of wisdom that we can draw from. In embracing the lost wisdom of Enoch, you are joining a long tradition of seekers who have dared to dream of a world where the divine is not distant, but an ever-present reality in every moment of life. This sense of community can be incredibly empowering. It means that even on the days when the journey feels overwhelming or solitary, you are part of a larger tapestry of human experience, a tapestry woven with threads of courage, insight, and a shared longing for something beyond the ordinary. Whether you find community through friends, spiritual groups, or even online forums where like-minded seekers gather, remember that the quest for truth is a collective endeavor. In sharing your insights and experiences, you contribute to a living tradition of wisdom that continues to evolve and inspire. Embracing Enoch's lost wisdom is also about reclaiming a sense of wonder. In the hustle of modern life, it's easy to lose sight of the magic that once filled our imaginations. Yet the ancient texts remind us that the world is far more mysterious and enchanting than it might seem. Every star in the sky, every whisper of the wind, and every fleeting moment of beauty is a reminder that we are part of a universe that is alive with possibility. By allowing yourself to be open to this wonder, you create space for miracles to occur, not necessarily in the form of grand, dramatic events, but in the subtle, everyday moments that transform your perspective and lift your spirit. Perhaps the most transformative aspect of Enoch's teachings is the idea that the divine is not some far-off entity, but an intrinsic part of who we are. The lost wisdom of Enoch teaches that the same light that illuminates the heavens resides within each of us. This truth is both humbling and empowering. It means that the potential for greatness, for healing, and for transformation is already inside you, waiting to be awakened. No matter what challenges you face or how far you feel from your true self, that inner light remains, a constant source of guidance, strength, and love. This realization can be life-changing. When you begin to see yourself as a being of light, you naturally start to treat yourself and others with greater compassion and respect. You begin to understand that every person you encounter is on their own unique journey, facing their own struggles and seeking their own truths. And in that understanding, there is a deep, unifying sense of connection that transcends differences and builds bridges between hearts. In practical terms, embracing the lost wisdom of Enoch might mean integrating simple, mindful practices into your daily life. It could involve setting aside time for meditation or prayer, journaling about your inner experiences, or even just pausing throughout the day to take a few deep breaths and reconnect with your inner self. These practices are not about adhering to a strict ritual or dogma. They're about creating space for the divine to reveal itself in the ordinary moments of your day. Over time, these small acts of inner work can lead to profound changes in your outlook, relationships, and overall sense of well-being. There is also a creative aspect to this journey. Enoch's teachings encourage you to explore your own creative potential as a way of expressing and experiencing the divine, whether it's through art, music, writing, or any other form of creative expression. Tapping into your inner well of creativity can be a powerful way to connect with the lost wisdom of the ages. When you create, you're not just producing something external, you're channeling that inner light, giving it form and sharing a piece of your soul with the world. Ultimately, embracing the lost wisdom of Enoch is a lifelong journey, a path of continual discovery and transformation. It's not something that happens overnight or can be fully captured in words. Rather, it's a call to live with intention, to seek out the deeper meanings in every moment, and to trust that, even in the midst of life's uncertainties, there is a guiding light within you. Enoch's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, a reminder that no matter how lost or disconnected we might feel at times, the spark of the divine is always there, ready to lead us home. So, as you close this chapter and carry the insights of Enoch with you, take a moment to reflect on what his teachings mean for your own life. Consider the ways in which you can nurture that inner light, how you might transform challenges into opportunities for growth, and how you can share the wisdom you discover with those around you. In doing so, you honor not only the memory of Enoch, but also the timeless, universal truth that we are all part of an infinite, interconnected tapestry. A tapestry in which every life, every choice, and every moment is a sacred thread woven into the fabric of the cosmos. Embracing Enoch's lost wisdom means choosing to see beyond the surface, to recognize that every experience carries a hidden meaning, and to commit yourself to the journey of awakening. It means acknowledging that while the world may often seem chaotic and overwhelming, there is an inner sanctuary of peace, clarity, and divine love waiting to be explored. And above all, it means daring to believe that you, too, can rise above the ordinary and step into a life filled with purpose, beauty, and endless possibility. In this spirit, let your heart be your compass, your curiosity your guide, and your inner light the flame that illuminates your path. May the wisdom of Enoch inspire you to live boldly, to seek truth relentlessly, and to embrace the mystery of life with open arms. The journey is yours to take, and every step you make is a celebration of the divine spark that lives within. Remember, the lost wisdom of Enoch is not confined to the pages of ancient texts. It is a living, breathing force that continues to call out to those who are willing to listen. It invites you to awaken, to transform, and to become a beacon of light in a world that so desperately needs hope, compassion, and a deeper connection to the infinite mystery of existence. Embrace this invitation with all your heart, and know that as you do, you join a timeless community of seekers who have walked this path before you, and who will continue to inspire future generations on their own journeys toward awakening. May you always find the courage to explore the depths of your own soul, the wisdom to learn from every experience, and the love to share your light with the world. The lost wisdom of Enoch is yours to discover. Embrace it, live it, and let it transform you from the inside out. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the secret teachings of Enoch. We hope you feel inspired to explore your own inner depths and to seek out the hidden wisdom that lies within you. If you enjoyed this exploration, please take a moment to share your thoughts, ask questions, and let us know how these ancient insights resonate with your own experiences. Remember, the lost wisdom of Enoch isn't just about uncovering ancient secrets. It's about igniting a spark within ourselves that can transform our lives and connect us more deeply with the divine. Stay curious, keep exploring, and always be open to the magic that surrounds you. Until next time, keep Keep seeking, keep questioning, and most of all, keep that inner light shining bright.